Hey, all my Crimsonites, and welcome to the Crimson Cure channel, where we embrace our femininity, increase our womanly values, and celebrate our brothers. So join me on our feminine journey to learn, heal, and grow. Hey there, everybody. How are you guys doing? It's Friday. We got some things to discuss. Hopefully, everybody is doing well. We definitely got some stuff. Ladies, we got some stuff to discuss. Sweethearts, beloveds. I was going to try to change the... Oh, well. Thank you for kicking off the contributions room in it. I appreciate you. Because I just want to talk a little bit. We may or may not even be that long today. In reality, this might be quicker than I anticipated. I watch these videos, and I'm gonna actually just get to these videos because it was cringy. Now, the one video, I didn't know who these people were because I don't know. Most of these people, I don't know them by sight. I don't know them by sight. But the description said that it was Quavo. So I guess that's who that is in one of the clips I'm gonna show you. And that's what kind of sparked today's show. And I'm just going to let y'all see first this one, and then later on we're gonna talk about the second one.
What's your name?
Riley.
Riley. Where you from?
Kentucky.
And what you like to do, Riley?
Okay, I like to have fun,
What kind
but
of fun? Like adventures,
yeah.
Six Flags.
Yeah, definitely adventures. I like
You ride all the rides.
not that, but I'm saying like traveling and fucking. Like,
damn, why everything is what you okay then? Besides, fucking this. What you, like what else? Like you want to have? Like what adventures? Like you like to ride a horse or? I don't know if I can eat at a table with her. She be like,
she gonna say some crazy shit. I'm gonna take her to my Duke's house.
Thanksgiving. Matter of fact, what's your name?
Riley.
Riley. Where you from?
Kentucky.
And what you like to do, Riley?
Okay, I like to have fun,
what
but
kind of fun? Like adventures, Six Flags.
Yeah, definitely adventures. I like
you ride all the rides.
Not that, but I'm saying like traveling and fucking. Like,
damn, why everything is what you okay then? Besides, fucking this. Like what else? Like you want to have? Like what adventures? Like you like to ride a horse or? I don't know if I can eat at a table with her. She be like,
she gonna say some crazy shit. I'm gonna take her to my Duke's house.
Thanksgiving. Matter of fact, what's your name?
Now, This woman here, you know it's getting bad when the sisterhood is starting to be. It's bad when the sisterhood go from this to at the foolishness. It done got to a new low. You done got to a new low now. When the sisterhood go from this, yeah, sis, do you, sis, to what you talking about, Willis? If we go back to the comments, so she's so used to guys using her for. See, I don't like this. She's so used to guys using her for her body that she can't even hold a conversation about things she likes without changing the subject to something sexual to beat them to the punch. Now, I'm going to tell you why I don't like that comment. The reason why I don't like that comment is because it makes her a victim of men. And I don't like that. Be a victim when you're a victim. But when you're not a victim, then you're not. Men are using her for her body. She's using them with her body. She uses her body. She uses her own body to get stuff that she wants. She does that. Where do women get that? And this is why I said you only got one thing to offer. This is really the true difference between hyenas and lionesses. Because a lioness can always get a man's attention. We can always get his attention. And we do not need to be overly sexual to do so. We just don't need it. It's not necessary. And that's not to say that lionesses are not sexy. That's not to say we're not sexual. That's not to say we're not pretty. That's not to say, you know what I'm saying, that we don't get done up and be, you know what I'm saying, all in the, feeling ourselves with it. But at the same time, we just don't need to do it. It's just not necessary. Because we're able to show up and get men's full attention, including his sexual attention. Completely trained on us. We can do that. That's how we be getting our husbands. That's how we be getting the husbands. Because we can go somewhere and be completely in our feminine. We can go somewhere and be intellectual. We can be creative. We actually have something to talk about. This young lady ain't got nothing to talk about because she don't do nothing. She has no interests. They actually be trying to figure me. Listen, let me tell you something, ladies. They be trying to figure out if you got a personality. And do you got a personality? I can't tell you. Listen. How many men have been attracted because I play video games? And I don't like sports. Like, I don't like football. I don't play video games. I don't watch a MMA fight to impress a man. I really don't. I like them things because I like them things. I like sitting in front of a console at least some of the time. Now, I haven't kept up with football in probably about 5 or 6 seasons. So I wouldn't be able to tell you much about the current NFL teams and who's in the playoffs and all that kind of stuff. I can't tell you that. I can't tell you that anymore. But I liked football because I liked it. I'm just busier now. There's other stuff occupy my time. So I don't really have time to watch football and stuff like that. But at the same time, I didn't get into it to impress a guy. I got into liking football young, really young. Right? My brother liked football. And once he explained it to me, what I was looking at, I was like, oh, okay, wait a minute. This kind of fun to watch because now I understand what they doing. I couldn't have been no more than like 10 years old, 19 years old. Right? And I've been liking football ever since. But I don't do that stuff. I don't have those interests in order to woo a man or to impress him or to do any of that stuff. Those are my interests. I got a lot of different interests. A lot of different stuff that's been a hobby. Crocheting been a hobby. Soap making been a hobby. I do cooking as a hobby sometimes. I can make clothes. It's just stuff like that. Like you have things that you do. I'm sure the lionesses in here have things that they interested in. It could be all different things, right? There was lionesses in here that was good with the homesteading and canning and you know what I'm saying, stuff like that. That was the interest. She know how to do that. Okay, she know how to garden and plant and blah 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 blah. Other lionesses know how to do other artsy things, or they might be into geeky things, or they might be into nerdy things or scientific things, or they read a lot, or they, you know what I'm saying, or whatever. I write. So when we are engaged in a conversation, that's why the men be so delighted. See, y'all don't get that. Y'all don't understand. That's where the light come in their eyes, because finally we found a woman that can talk. She can say something other than what this girl just said, coming around back to the sexual. We can go to the sexual stuff, but why are we in a hurry? Huh? Why are we in a hurry? We'll get around to, you know what I'm saying, making objects disappear. We can get around to it. I'm capable of that as well. But before we talk about that, see, y'all don't be knowing how to get a man. Y'all don't be knowing how to get a man. Y'all got to know how to get a man. You got to get him up here. Y'all trying to get him down here. That don't do nothing for him. I don't know when y'all gonna understand his sexual energy and his relationship energy is two different things. Time for the next video so that a man can try again to explain this stuff to you.
Y'all want the women with the BBLs, like the women that's not even in y'all league.
We don't want BBLs.
I think
She telling us what men want.
No. She didn't say that. Yeah. Understand, a BBL does not make you in another league. It actually brings you down now. Some men love it though. No, we love to play with it. I call them rentals. You're like a rental car. You go out to Miami, you rent that Lamb, you rent that Ferrari. The shit you can't drive at home. It's fun to drive out there, but now I'm not paying for this. This shit going back to the rental office when I'm done with it. That's what we do with BBLs. But we're not taking that to the parent-teacher conference. Bitch walking in, ass big as his table. Like, come on, like let's stop playing for real. Y'all confuse a man's sexual attention with what he wants as a wife and as an example for his kids, as a mother. We don't want the BBL because automatically we know your mind is fucked to the point where you risked your life for a bigger ass for attention. Yeah. It did not further you in life no type of way other than more likes on Instagram and more niggas want to fuck you.
Female version.
But y'all want the women with the BBLs. Like,
I mean, he was more crass with it, but where did he lie? Men's sexual attention and their relationship attention are two different energies. He's looking for you to engage so that he can do the relationship part. Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something that is rarely spoken about online or maybe almost anywhere. Men get tired of the hookup culture and being able to slay a bunch of chicks. Men actually get tired of that. The hookup culture has worn down men as well as women. I'm gonna dig a little deeper with y'all. Hookup culture and this constant sexual stimulation, whether it's online or in your face physically or whatever, and men having a lot of sex with a lot of different women. The effect of hookup culture and the consistent transaction wears men down just as it wears women down. It just wears him down in a different way. Okay. Women get worn down physically with too much sex, with too many different men. It's the different men that wear it down, not the amount of sex. Because if you have a whole bunch of sex with just your husband, that's not going to wear her down. It's the different men with a whole lot of sex that wears a woman down. And she gets worn down physically, and she gets worn down psychologically, mentally. Okay. She gets worn down. Men get worn down too. A super high body count or just having sex with a whole bunch of women, and these women are particularly of low quality and they just sluts and hoes, and he's just having a bunch of sex with them, wears him down. He don't get worn down physically. Physically, he's biologically designed to do some similar thing. He's worn down spiritually. The hookup transactional culture wears women down physically and psychologically. It wears men down spiritually. So while he's physically not worn, the reason why he's physically not worn is because he's not the vessel. He's not the receptor. He's the giver. Right? And what he's giving doesn't necessarily run out. We're the receiver. We're the chalice. So if you keep filthying a chalice over and over and over again, it wears it out physically because you keep scrubbing it, trying to clean it. It doesn't really come clean. It doesn't have its same luster or whatever that it had before. We are a physical manifestation of what happens in why the transactional whore hookup culture is actually forbidden by the Most High. We're seeing why it is forbidden. Females manifest that physically. We go crazy. We hold the DNA. You understand that? It's just like filthying a jar or a cup or a vessel too many times. There comes a point where you can't scrub it all the way. It won't be all the way clean anymore. Men represent the spiritual wearing away, the spiritual reason why you can't do it, why it is forbidden. Because men, it wears them down spiritually. Their light starts dimming. They start not wanting to give it to nobody. They start not being able to give it to nobody. It reaches too far into their logic and analytical, and it divorces it too far away from his emotional space. He's already equipped to have sex without a lot of emotional attachment. But consistent transactions wear men away also. It makes it further and further apart, his emotion from his physical act. Do y'all understand what I'm talking about? His analytical, linear thinking kicking in to a point of like brutal pragmatism. And the reason that it does that is because the hookup culture actually denies him the thing that balances him, which is not a woman's sex, it's her feminine energy. He's being denied her feminine energy. Female feminine energy keeps men sane. Male's masculine light keeps women sane. The only reason that men stop doing stuff, will second guess something risky or dangerous, is because he got a wife and kids. Otherwise, They just go. And then they just do stuff. They do whatever it is they feel is necessary to be done at any particular time. War, fights, dangerous jobs. And it's not that he don't love himself or don't care, but men naturally will do risky things, even if there's a potential to be hurt or to injure himself, or in some cases to even die. Men thought of skydiving and base jumping and seeing if he could parkour. Men do that stuff. Men do that stuff. We women, we don't want to do that. Jump off of what onto what? And why are you doing that? No, I just want to see if I can do it. See, you just want to see if he can do it. Okay. Men do combat sports. Men do team sports, rugby, and they be getting injured and the knees be all messed up. They get in there, they box and fights each other and kicks and carry on. A whole MMA match, they mouth be bloody, eye be swole, they be smiling and dapping each other up like, yeah, that was a good fight. How it was good? Your whole stuff busted. It was good. Oh. Right? Men do that. The only reason that they may second guess how far they go into something. I got half children. I have a wife. They kind of need me. So maybe I won't do this particular thing right now. We keep them sane. We keep men from just running themselves to their deaths. They will just keep going and doing stuff and risking stuff and seeing if they could reach a new level and seeing if they could do a new thing, this new thing that they thought like, oh God. It is a feminine energy is an energy of waiting. Feminine energy is an energy of waiting. If men ever feel like my wife be kind of holding me back, it's like I feel we don't mean, most of us anyways, we don't mean anything bad by that. That's just the nature of feminine energy as it acts on masculine energy. We will pull you back from the ledge. That energy will pull him back from the ledge. It's designed to slow him, to anchor him. It's designed to do that. And his energy is a kinetic energy. It is an energy of movement. So his energy is designed to pull us in his direction and pull us and push us into a particular direction. Because we are potential energy, we will wait. Male energy, masculine energy, is a kinetic, moving energy. I don't even know how I got over here to this part of the conversation. I saw somebody. Are they still in here? I saw somebody a little while ago, and I didn't stop my train of thought to address it. But somebody said they didn't understand what I said because I was mumbling. You know this is the call-in day, right? Who was that said that? I know I wasn't mumbling. It was a gaslight. But y'all realize this is the call-in show, right? If you don't understand what I'm talking about, just say that. Thank you, Miss Lou Casely, for your super sticker, sweetheart. Thank you, David. Say happy holidays, Sister Kendra. Happy holidays to you as well. Thank you, Malika. Says spoiled milk and drying paint have more personality than these modern day hyenas. Thank you, Swiss Cheese. Says she wants to use her body so he can transfer his wealth and leisure to her. Thank you, Bakish, for your super sticker. I appreciate you. I appreciate you. Okay. Thank you. You can't see me. Say, I really don't understand why you shouldn't have 5 million subscribers. Your content is vital to the Black community. That's why I don't have 5 million subscribers. You answered your own question. You can't see me. Thank you, said Trust the Journey. Said, love you, Auntie. Quick question. Would KD, you and your husband ever do a stream or talk about how younger men or men late 20s can prepare to get feminine women such as yourself? We're going to do Uncle and Auntie. I have been having to sort of do a little bit of research on how to set up an in-person podcast. That's going to take I'm looking at the logistics of that. It's going to take more equipment. Because I have a good mic setup and camera setup for one. It is a little interesting for two because I would need dynamic analog mics, unlike another SM7B. Probably get a smaller one or get a Rode. I've got a Scarlett, though, interface. So that will support at least one more microphone. So I'm saying all of that the long way around to say, yes, we are going to do Unc and Auntie, but I got to get it set up to where we can start like filming it and seeing how it's going to play out. Thank you again, Swiss Cheese. So them lazy dudes must be feminine. Thank you, HVAC's all right. Who did it? Don't hide now. They gonna hide. Thank you, Steve. Thank you so much. Thank you, Deontay. Says sex is not all men want unless that's all you have to offer. Yeah, pretty much. Thank you, Rose. I'm glad I found you. First quarter this year. We'll continue to be a supporter. I appreciate all of the support. Thank you to Renzo. Said somebody always want to gaslight a Gemini until our air lights of fire they can't handle the truth of a few good deities. They be trying. You know, I was actually going to do a really lighthearted, a really light kind of a light show today. I don't know how I got into the deep dive of I think it's just because I need women to understand that a man's sexual he will always be willing 9 out of 10 times to give you the D. He wired for it anyway. But the way that Quavo kind of was like, so everything with you is sexual, the way he reacted, she needed to actually really be ashamed of herself. But I don't think she had enough self-awareness to be ashamed or to be embarrassed. That's the only way they know how to even interact with a man. And I think that's the saddest part because they don't understand. They don't understand that men are more complex than feminism gives them credit for, that anybody gives them credit for. They really do want connections. Now, I'm not talking about these little F-19s. A male hyena, this is why I warned the lioness against the male hyena. Because it's the male hyena that runs around and do all this stupid stuff. Okay? He's the one that can't that lie when the truth will do. He's the one so chaotic, he ain't got nothing going on in his life. He don't have nothing to speak of. He don't got a good conversation either. He can't lead you nowhere but in a circle. Okay? It's these son husbands out here. They don't have no sexual discipline. They the ones with 7, 8, 5, 6, 3, 4 baby mamas. And let me dispel a myth as well. The male hyena don't just show up in one category. He not always the homosexual that don't have a job and don't have a car. There are male hyenas that is fully functioning in this world. He got places to stay, money and stuff. He don't need you to do that. He not running around with his pants sagging. He's not on the corner or nothing. He ain't selling no drugs. He ain't trying to be no thug. He ain't trying to be none of that stuff. But he is a male hyena. He is a male hyena. He's part of the gynocracy, and he gonna treat you as such. You get over there to him, and he gonna act a fool. So please don't be fooled into thinking that male hyenas are only the ones that's running around here down bad. Thank you. A whole male hyena. He's wealthy, he's well connected, he dresses well, he can move in certain circles and everything. He a whole male hyena. That's why high value man is more than a man's money, his income level. He got to be high value from 1 to 10 on the value scale. He has to be high in all of those areas, not just the income. So it's a lot of male hyenas that's got plenty of money. Okay. He just as chaotic. He ain't run around shooting nobody, but you know what he do? You know who the successful male hyenas are? They are upstanding citizens. I say that. Not successful, but they upstanding. They be gentlemanly. This is why I don't like nice guys. I like good guys. You don't have to be nice. You know who they are? The son husband. The son husband. Got to watch out for them. A lot of them is male hyenas. They grew up with their mama. They have the reasoning skills of a female and the emotional control of a female, and they problem solve like a woman. Them son husbands, you got to watch out for them son husbands. You got to watch out for that. He got a good job. What you talking about? He nice, but he's not good. This is why I say good guy, not a nice guy. Nice guys and good guys are actually different. Those are two different men. Because a son husband know how to, he has learned emotional manipulation from his mother, how to play nice to get stuff that he wants. Oh, grand rising, my beautiful black queen, that kind of, what are you getting at? Talk straight to me. Now, I don't mind courteousness and courtesies and things of that nature. We can be courteous. We can have etiquette. I'm not talking about that. I'm not talking about men that have etiquette and stuff like that. That's not what I mean. So the son husbands have learned emotional manipulation from their mothers. How to go along and get along, how to play nice to get stuff. You'll know you've got a son husband. You'll know you've got a son husband when things aren't going the way he thinks that they should be going. Just like his female hyena counterpart. When stuff don't go the way she think it should go, she acts a fool. Thought she was nice. A lot of times the son husband is the male version of chameleons. That's a better way to put it. It's like a lot of son husbands are the chameleons. They're the male chameleon. He present like he got stuff together. But when you get with him, where is your direction at? Where is your system, order, and structure at? See, when you got to squint to see where his SOS is at, you might be dealing with a male hyena. If you got to squint, is that your SOS? See how where your SOS? See, I should not have to squint that hard. I should not have to squint that hard to see your SOS. I shouldn't have to squint that hard. See, I shouldn't even have to turn the light on. I shouldn't have to do all that. Just like a female chameleon. If you got to squint to see her femininity, this a problem. That's why I be telling women. Now we can kind of get into a little bit more in depth. And this has almost been an hour. I know I said call in show, but let's stick a pin in the call in. We'll do a call in next week. Oh, baby bye. He was the son husband archetype. Jody from Baby Boy son husband archetype. Let's utilize that. Let's use that for a minute. You know what? I don't know if I can go into that because I was trying to talk to women about offering more than a sex to a man. But, we focus so much on the hyenas. Let's give the lionesses a little bit of game. And let's talk about Jody from Baby Boy. Okay. He is a son husband archetype. And I forgot Taraji's name in the movie. I forgot her character's name. But she is the hyena archetype. She the hyena archetype. Which is why they ended up getting back together at the end. And it was all messed up. That wasn't no happy ending. That was not a happy ending. Yvette, right. Here you had a son husband. Coddled by his mama. Grown. Big aged it. Still living with his mama. Yet he was out in the street trying to be grown. Grown only consisted of trying to have sex with a bunch of chicks. That was what was grown. Not having a vision, responsibility, creating a system, order, and structure for himself, finding his path, finding his way. He tried to have some type of little bootleg. It was real bootleg, that little business. See, beware of stuff like that. The I'ma do it. The I'ma do. I'm gonna do this and I'm gonna do that. See, don't waste your time with no man talking about he gonna do something. And it's 1,000,001 things that he gonna conquer the whole world. He gonna fly to Jupiter in a rocket ship. But there's never, ever, ever, ever not even a first step. Not even a first step. Not a first step made to none of it. And I've told y'all before, there's a difference, okay, between a man's dream and his vision. For dreaming, you are asleep, and visions, you are awake. When men have vision, goal, purpose, whatever it may be, he formulates it in his mind, but it does not stay in his mind. Eventually, what is in his mind has to come about with his hands. And he begins to make plans, goals. He begins to, especially if it's something where the pathway to it has not been laid out before, he's going to formulate steps, goals, to try to reach the goals, even the little goals to get to the big goal. Okay, I want to do this. What does it take to do that? Let me try this. Let me try that. Let me do this. Let me do that. I'm moving steadily in that direction. Even if I may have a setback, even if I have to do other things along the way, I am moving continuously in the direction of my vision. That's what you get on board for. That's what you can get on board for. You can't get on board for no dreams. So you can't get on board for Jody boosting, selling boosted dresses on the corner. You can't get on. That's not a vision. That's not no vision. Him standing there, trying to get them dresses together. And, that's a little side hustle, but it wasn't even a particularly good side hustle. And see, now male hyena will try to say, don't you see I'm trying? Yvette, which was Taraji's character, was so smitten by Jody's sex and the way that he looked. She was a hyena with low self-esteem and low self-worth. She didn't know nothing about nothing and wasn't caring about nothing. The movie started with her being sad and feeling away because he told her to get a baby deletion, and she did it. Feeling a whole way. And then they never really went back to that. If you notice, they open up the movie on such a serious note, actually. You have the imagery of grown Jody in a womb. And then you have the movie actually coming on, and that's where we begin the story. We begin the story with a baby deletion that she felt a way about, and she still was with him trying to have a baby, and it was just like the level of dysfunction that was portrayed in this movie is astronomical. I had never watched Baby Boy until earlier this year, after I got married. Unc asked me. He said, "Yeah, you ever seen Baby Boy?" I said, "I ain't never seen Baby Boy." He said, "Wait a minute, you ain't never seen Baby Boy?" Because I don't like them little black movies because they always be so dysfunctional and negative. I don't like them. So I made it a point not to watch Baby Boy. I didn't want to watch it. I knew it was stupid. And so he was like, "No, you gotta watch it." So we sat and we watched it. And just the amount of dysfunction, chaos, tropes, and how well it had been played out in the community in real time actually bothered me. There was not a person in that movie that wasn't completely off and not chaotic. Probably Melvin was the most sane. Melvin, Ving Rhames' character, he was probably the most sane in the movie. And they tried to paint him like an antagonist, but the real villain in the story is Jody. Because he's a son husband, he wreaked a lot of havoc, actually. The problem with Jody was he was lost and wasn't trying to be found. That was Jody's problem. See, it's okay to be young and not know exactly what you're going to do. So you have a time period where you're not completely sure where you're going. You're not completely sure about that. The thing that demarcates the lion from the male hyena is that the lion doesn't care to stay lost. The lion does not care for that. He does not care for that lost state. He don't. He is too drawn to orderliness to opt to remain in such a chaotic state. He don't like that. And that is the demarcation, in my opinion, between the lion and the male hyena. The male hyena is content to stay lost, and the lion is not. That's just my opinion on those characters, and my opinion on the trajectory of the male hyena versus the lion. Because even if a lion is raised as a son husband, he's the one that shakes out of that. Like, wait a minute, I can't actually live my life under that. I can't do that. I have to do something else. And he'll be the one to shake out of it and step into his role in his own life as a lion. Male hyenas are content. They say they're not content. They complain about their position in the hyena clan, but they're not willing to leave it. They complain about it. They say, see, just that's what Jody was doing. That hustle, he know that's not going to get him out of nothing. He know that hustling was not going to get him out of nothing. But he chose to do it because it served as a smoke screen. It served as, see, I'm doing something, but you're not doing nothing. Jody was a male hyena. He was never going to be a lion. He was mad at Melvin because he thought that his mother would choose Melvin over him and kick him out of a house that he should have been out of anyway. Once you start having kids, come on. He was never going to be a lion. Jody was a hyena. That's who he was. He didn't want to be nothing else. He liked it. He actually liked all that chaos that he was in. He frowned about it. He complained about it. He made like he didn't like it and wanted it to change. But he actually didn't do anything to change it. In point of fact, he did everything to keep the chaos going. Which is why the movie ended still with him in the womb. That imagery was still there because he's still the same person. There was no character arc. That was what I got out of the movie. We were made to think that there was a character arc for Jody, that he had perhaps somehow gone through a hero's journey in the story, but he didn't do that. He actually didn't do that. He had a scare about his freedom being taken because of what he had done. But there was no character arc for him. He made no significant change. He came to no significant realization to himself that he was going to do differently and that he was going to live his life differently and he was going to have a different perspective, a different outlook. No. He is the same hyena. He's just moved from his mama house to Yvette house. Go watch it. If it's been a long time since you watched Baby Boy, go watch it again. He didn't do a character arc. He did nothing of the sort. Same old, same old. It lets you know that the gynocracy does not change. It goes from generation to generation. Generation to generation. Same dysfunction. Jody's mother was just as dysfunctional. She made him the son husband. That was her dysfunction. Her dysfunction was creating the son husband in the first place. So if Jody was the villain, she was his origin story. Not a gust of wind. Not a gust of wind. So like I said, if Jody was the villain, his mother is his origin story. She created it and then wanted to distance herself from it, from something that she created. Then she wanted to gaslight him like he was crazy for acting on all of the emotions and being basically feminine in the way that he was approaching it after she had raised him that way. She raised him that way. She taught him that he was the man of the house. She taught him. She coddled him. She, you know what I'm saying, raised him without no daddy. So he ain't got no foresight and all that other kind of stuff. And you know what I'm saying, he's problem solving like a female. He was afraid for his security like a female. He was madder than a chick that was about to lose her Section 8. You understand? Mad at Melvin, not want to listen to Melvin. Melvin got a little business he running. You know, he's self-employed or whatever. He got him a little business he running. He ain't trying to tell him what he done learned. And it might have been a little whacked out, but you know. With the whole guns and butter analogy. And then Jody's mama was trying to distance herself from the monster she had created. She did not want to take responsibility and accountability for that monster. She just wanted to shame him after what she had molded had gone into the world causing chaos. Then she wanted to try to reprimand him and talk to him about how he wasn't quite doing things right, but where did he get that from? Where did he get that? So the origin story for the villain is his mom, which a lot of villains have mommy issues and stuff like that. Jody's the main antagonist. They tried to make it be Melvin, but it was not. It was Jody. His co-antagonist is Yvette. She's the co-villain. She's also an antagonist in the story. They tried to make her a sympathetic victim of Jody's villainy, but she was actually participatory. She was like a sidekick to it. They tried to make, we talking about Baby Boy. They tried to make Yvette the sympathetic victim of Jody's villainy, but she was actually more like his sidekick. She was the Harley Quinn to his Joker. Mr. J, she was the Harley Quinn to his Joker. They just weren't murking people. He sounds like a victim the more you break his life down. No father, bad mom. How is a child born into that scenario expected to be a stellar individual? He was dead on arrival. And like I said, this is the difference between a hyena and a lion. See, this same situation, lionesses are born into it. Lionesses are born with sometimes no father, a bad mom, an abusive situation, and she's expected to do what? She's expected to be a lioness. She may not be able to achieve that as a child within the environment, But after they get to be an adult and able to come out of the environment, she's expected to perform like a lioness. Lion is expected the same thing. He may have been born into that situation. It may take him a minute, like it'll take a lioness a little minute to gather their footing. But eventually, if he's a lion, he gonna come out of that. He gonna come out of that. And he gonna be a lion. A lioness gonna do the same thing. The adversity was there. But if she's a lioness, she gonna be a lioness. She gonna step into that. Said we should do a watch along. Y'all might like to do something like that, like in a Discord. Watch some movies or something. I guess we can do something like that in a Discord. I don't really know how to get everybody together for that. But it's a thought. Thank you, D. Said question in regard to the men. If men are spiritually affected by over sexual activity, can you further explain also what are the mental effects? I'd be here another hour re-explaining that. But then again, you might have heard the explanation considering that I've been talking for a little bit. But thank you. Thank you so much, Terenzo. So I'll say what a lot of men won't say. A pimp is a male hyena. He looked like Mr. Cartwright, Monopoly, and the Joker, both come in black and white, as well as female, and these days like Two-Face. Exactly. Thank you, H-Back. So that Grand Rising mess came from Umar Sim Fubar Johnson. His mammy whipped him bad. Y'all wrong. Thank you, Ash. That was Jody, a son, husband, definitely. Jasmine, thank you so much. So thank you, Miss Kendra. Thank you, sweetheart. Thank you, copacetic. So what are the 5 P's? 5 P's are a problem-solving steps. Thank you, Bernard. Said, as a first-generation American from a single mother home, my SOS was underdeveloped. Entering the Navy after undergrad instilled a formal SOS that I didn't realize I needed. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Flyson. Said, dealing with this now with my brother. He's 41, never had his own place. Now he's in my guest room because I can't leave him out in the cold. Thank you so much, Skinny Boy. So let's talk about Doughboy from Boys in the Hood. Thank you, Adrian. Said, live movie commentary would be dope. That's not the first time I've heard that. Okay, so I'm sorry. I'm not going to do a call-in show. I'm done for the day. Maybe we'll do one next week. Jump down in the comment section. Let me know what you think. Like, share, subscribe to the channel if you have not. Once again, I'm your host, Sister Crimson Cure, and this was my perspective. Bye-bye, Crimsonite.